Mekeni, Malauscopo, Ken San Fernando. The city of San Fernando, Pampanga, known for being the home of giant lanterns and being part of the culinary capital of the Philippines, has so much to offer. The city of San Fernando is not only known for its giant lanterns and delicious food, but also provides quality education that implements effective and efficient practices that are aligned with the global standardization. The Schools Division of the City of San Fernando started the implementation of the Alternative Learning System program way back in the year 2004 with only one mobile teacher and one District ALS coordinator. During that time, they focused on livelihood programs. After 2 years, each district has already one mobile teacher and one DALSI. They also have 5 instructional managers funded by CEF. This paved the way for the construction of the first Community Learning Resource Center. And now, we are pleased to inform everyone that we have 37 ALS learning communities being handled by mobile teachers and instructional managers. This year alone, the SDO has been granted with additional 10 permanent items for new mobile teachers to accommodate our less fortunate out-of-school youth, children and adults. To ensure the quality of education, the SDO, through the initiative of our Superintendent, CID Chief, and EPSS, our new mobile teachers went through intensive training seminars on different learning areas, which were facilitated by our supportive PSDSS, EPSS, and master teachers in our division. Our mobile teachers are also equipped with knowledge and readiness for the implementation of ALS 2.0, which is aligned to K-12 program through the 9-day mass training for teachers conducted by the regional office. ALS Division of San Fernando tries its best to reach out for the less fortunate out-of-school citizens through the launching of the different approaches to make each individual be more productive and be more cooperative with community development. These are our best practices. Company ALS Partnership. Company managers who wish to provide their employees and workers with second chance to finish their elementary and junior high education are being accommodated by our ALS mobile teacher during the agreed schedule. Through this partnership, employees have great chances to pursue a bigger career. Community service and livelihood program. Idle lands in some barangays are being converted into vegetable gardens that provides earning and other support to alleviate the poor condition of the jobless learners. Social media campaigns. With the fast-paced development of internet communication, ALS Division of San Fernando has been utilizing this format to reach interested possible learners by creating our own page, groups, and chat groups for constant communication. We also have the jingle and music video.
Walang pagbabagong maisasagawa, walang hakbang na makapagdudulot ng bungang ninanais. Ito ay ayon sa ating pambansang bayani na si Dr. Jose Rizal.
Ang edukasyon ang magsisilbing sandata at pundasyon sa buhay upang ating manarok ang tugadaw ng tagumpay. Ito ang ating magiging tungtungan sa pakikialam at pakikibaka sa tunay na hamon ng buhay.
Samantalang ang kalayaan ang magiging liwanag at gabay upang maisakatumparan ang mga ninanais na adhikain, mithiin
pinalitan ng tadhana ang edukasyon, muli pa rin ipinagpatuloy ang pag-aaral sa pag-asang magkakaroon ng magandang buhay sa hinaharap, makapagtapos ng pag-aaral at magkaroon ng magandang trabaho upang maipagpatuloy at kayang harapin ang mga naghihintay sa hinaharap.
Lumipas ang mga araw, linggo, buwan at taon dahil sa dulot ng nakakahawang sakit na novel coronavirus o COVID-19, pansamang talon ng iba ang pamamaraan ng edukasyon o pagtuturo sa ating bansa. Maraming mga balak, plano at pangarap ang pansamantalang sinantabi para maiwasan ang pagkalat ng nakakahawang sakit.
Nag-alala, nabahala, napaisip, nanghinayang, lumuha na baka tuluyan ng hindi maisakatuparan ang mga hadikain, mithihin at pangarap sa buhay, pamilya at sarili. Nalumot na baka hindi natuluyan pang matarok kung nalinanais noon pa man.
Subalit sa kabila ng mahaba-habang paghihintay at pananalig sa may kapal, ang araw na ito ang isa sa pinaka-aabangang sandali ng ating mga mag-aaral mula sa alternative learning system. Gayon din ang kanilang mga magulang na walang sumusuporta at masasaksihan tagang pangyayari sa buhay ng kanilang mga anak at tata ng kanilang mga minamahal na anak tungo sa tagumpay. Gayong pagtatapos ng mga mag-aaral sa taong panunoong 2019 hanggang 2020 at sa mga nakaraan pang taon.
Bilang pagbubukas ng palatuntunan, ang madlay na anyayang tumayo para sa pag-awit ng lupang hinirang.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, helas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingin, tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may maghihinig. Lumalang araw ng walang pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga amin, at mamatay ng dahil.
Manatiling nakatayo para sa awit panalangin na susundan ng mga awiting Himno Fernandino at ang himno ng Departamento ng Edukasyon sa ikatlong rehiyon.
Ang Department of Education, Mission, Vision at Alternative Learning System, Mission, Vision.
sa'yo'y tunay na malubos. Nais kong mabuhay sa mundong kay ganda, na dinadakila'y pangalan mo tuwing na ikaw nang bahala sa amin naman. At sa mga araw na darating pa, dalangin namin ay pagpalain mo sana. Ikaw ang pag-ibig namin at pag-asa. Ikaw na ang bahala sa amin naman. At sa mga araw na darating pa, tanging sa'yo lamang hihingi ng awa sa bawat sandali. Ikaw na ang bahala. Makulay ang buhay, mahal kong Diyos. Sana pagmamahal mo sa mundo'y bumuhos. Salamat sa pag-ibig na nasa puso ko. Salamat sa buhay na galing sa'yo. Ikaw na ang bahala sa amin
Katsulong ning taga Itindayang iya ning ikamanakin mo Kempan Ikawi at alana Balen kong tibuan San Fernando sa lening Kapampangan Ikayang bukod Makasituan Kinsaluko Maingat na kasimpan Luwit ka malentong Tunay pagsintan Fernandino Lahi kang marangal Dayang pantas Lindiping aslangan Mapuri ka Tunay uliran Sandigan ang duyan Yung kalayan Balen kong tibuan Sando sa lening Kapampangan Ikayang bukod Magkasiduan Kinsaluko Maingat na kasimpan Tuwid ka malento Tunay palsintan Balen kong tibuan San Fernando sa lening Kapampangan Ikayang bukod Magkasiduan Kinsaluko Maingat na kasimpan Tuwid ka malento Tunay palsintan Dangalan ko Hingul mo Hingmatek ko Fernandino
Ang ningning ng tagumpay ko'y di magmamali. Hepe John Tree, ang laulat ng pagalingan ay sulong mo. Hepe John Tree, ikaroon at sandigan ang karunungan. Ika'y patnubay sa likat hanggang sa pangalingan tagumpay. Pag-alala, pinipagpuni natin ang Hepe John Tree. Hepe John Tree, ang ningning ng tagumpay ko'y di magmamali. Hepe John Tree, ang laulat ng pagalingan ay sulong mo. Hepe John Tree, ikaroon at sandigan ang karunungan. Ika'y patnubay sa likat hanggang sa pangalingan tagumpay. Pag-alala, pinipagpuni natin ang Hepe John Tree. Pag-alala, pinipagpuni natin ang
DepEd Vision. We dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose competences and values enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. As a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improves itself to better serve its stakeholders. DepEd mission: to protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education where students learn in a child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment. Teachers facilitate learning and constantly nurture every learner. Administrators and staff, as stewards of the institution, ensure an enabling and supportive environment for effective learning to happen. Family, community, and other stakeholders are actively engaged and share responsibility for developing lifelong learners. DepEd Core Values: makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan, at makabansa.
The vision of alternative learning system: empowerment of the Filipino with desirable knowledge, attitudes, values, and skills that will enable him to think critically and creatively, act innovatively and humanely in improving the quality of his life and that of his family, community, and country. The mission of alternative learning system: it is envisioned that with the help of alternative learning system, every Filipino will be awakened, empowered, and transformed into a productive, self-reliant, responsible, humane, and upright citizen who can contribute to the betterment of the family, community, and country. It is also envisaged that ALS will help alleviate poverty and sustain social and economic growth via the development of employable skills and the generation of self-employment.
Namnamin ang mga salita at aral para sa pambungad na pananalita ni Ginang Rosalyn S. Muli, Officer in Charge, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent.
Hello everyone. With great pleasure and admiration, allow me to express my profound felicitations to all graduates, completers, and academic awardees of school year 2020-2021. Yes, we are all living in a new normal because of a global crisis brought by pandemic, which has changed a lot in our needs, as in no exemption. It even changed the landscape of education, where from face-to-face to modular distance learning and online learning for some. Just like what we are observing now, we are having this virtual graduation or a real-time one. But mind you, that the meaning, value, and message attached to it remains the same. And that is purely something positive. It is something an additional milestone in your life that calls for celebration. And more importantly, that meaning that I am referring is a milestone that you need to thank for. Indeed, you all deserve a cheers for hardling a very challenging and full of uncertainties school year. So to all my dearest team members, I am referring to the school heads and teachers who remain to be as unsung heroes. Tap your shoulder for having another batch of completers and graduates of 2021. I crown you with laurels of appreciation. To all the parents who serve as the facilitators or teachers of this batch 2021, accept my big gratitude. And graduates or completers, if your parents are sitting beside you, please give them a big hug and say thank you so much. Ma, tang, dad, mom, okay, whatever you call them. No words can really express how we value your support and guidance to our learners, my dear parents. What you have done really typify a kind of love and concern which know no bound and no more ifs and buts, only even if. And to our completers and graduates of 2021, stay focused on the target and never be disturbed by any untoward events, circumstances happening around us. Never feel you are alone in this battle or journey. You have the DepEd, the entire family of DepEd, and of course, a very supportive LG. May you maintain a motivated attire that hardships and challenges are natural part of every journey, and those exist to make and keep us strong and resilient in accomplishing our dreams. Finally, with these happy celebrations of your graduation and completion, it is with great joy to say you have given and served our theme with this year, a very meaningful meaning, which goes, and I quote, strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic. So to all of you, accept my congratulations and kudos to everyone.
Pong Engelbert B. Abunday, Regional ALS Focal Person, Ginang Imelda P. Makaspak, Officer in Charge, Schools Division Superintendent, Ginaw Remedios D. Sichon, ang Chief Education Supervisor.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. On behalf of DepEd Regional Office 3 with the Regional Director May Eclar, ARD Rodarazon, CLMD Chief Librada Rubio, and the rest of my colleagues here at the Regional Office, we would like to heartily greet you all on this important activity for the day. Your SDO's Alternative Learning System Virtual Commencement Exercises for Batch 2019-2020. We congratulate you and your division on this momentous day, July 16, 2021. Congrats! And we would like to no less than emphasize your success in the conduct of LAS program, producing in the process the number of successful learners turned into completers, promising graduates, employable and skilled lifelong learners who are in our midst today, ready to receive their certificates and accept another challenging chapter ahead of them. We are all in a challenging condition, and it's not a small achievement considering how you were able to rise above the occasion and be able to meet head on and come out and succeed against the challenges of the year that we had. Congratulations to all ALS implementers of your SDO for doing the best you can, for exerting effort so passionately, and at the same time doing things out of your way to provide for the needs of your learners with such meager resources and materials you have, and for the insufficient program support from the ALS Task Force and the regional office. But what's fascinating is that you were able to maximize these resources, making it possible for prioritizing needs of your learners that sustain them all throughout their learning journey. And here they are in this virtual commencement exercises. And of course, I would like also to congratulate our completers for their success today. This year is by far the most challenging in our career as educators and as advocates of alternative learning system. Let me just tell you, dear graduates and completers, that the dreaded, threatening COVID-19 virus, this pandemic that scared the soul and spirit in us, coupled with the so-called new normal of learning and the heavy demand for technology and internet learning, and the seemingly complicated modalities that we had to go through, all of us had to go through, and other personal issues you had while taking your choice of LAS program, simply did not take a measure of your being. Lahat ng pagsubok ay hindi po nagtagumpay para sukatin ang inyong kahandaan, kakayahan, at katatagan sa pag-aaral. Or if this were successful in taking a measure of your resolve to learn, our realization is that someone who is focused, someone who is willing to learn, who wants to make an employment in the future, who wants to continue with his education in college, or who wants to help himself or herself be an entrepreneur, are unstoppable despite any type of stumbling block along the way. Yung pong kalidad ng edukasyon na lalong patatagin sa gitna ng pandemya, which is a fitting theme today, only proves how successful our completers are. Join me as I thank and extend our heartfelt appreciation to all of those who take care of our house program and to those who handled successfully your journey towards learning. Maraming salamat po sa mga magulang, sa mga kamag-anak, mga kapatid, mga kapamilya, kapuso, and to all stakeholders who provided additional and supplemental resources, learning materials, office and classroom needs, and those who provided and maintained the condition for learning and teaching in our CLCs. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. I would like to personally extend my thanks to your SDO personnel with the lead of no less than our instructional managers, yung ating mga mobile teachers, and of course yung ating pong mga specialists, sila Lord David, sila Ma'am Eva Reyes, of course yung din pong ating ALS focal person, si Ma'am Maria Giel, ang ating pong School Governance and Operations Division Chief, si Sir Lawrence Agapito, si Ma'am Remedios Sechon ng CID, at yung ating pong Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Rosalyn Muli, at syempre po sa ating pong pinakamamahal na Schools Division Superintendent na lagi pong nakasuporta sa ALS program ng inyong department, inyong division, si Dr. Imelda P. Makaspak. Maraming pong salamat sa inyo at magandang umaga.
How can you celebrate amidst a pandemic? This is the second school year that our learners will miss the usual graduation rites. The very familiar togas, the graduating students excitedly fit, the infinite wide smile and poses before cameras, and the never-ending telenovela-like goodbyes with friends and with classmates. The long queues marching up the stage to get diplomas was replaced with drive-through graduation and virtual commencement exercises. How can you celebrate amidst a pandemic? The COVID-19 pandemic dramatically changed everything in a global scale. This could be the longest time in history after the wartime, where schools are closed and the students are locked in their homes, and sadly lost opportunity to mingle with their classmates and interact with their teachers. The anticipated annual sports spectacle and the foundation fund days were not enjoyed by our children. The frequent meet up with classmates for group activities, eating parties were sorely absent. How can you celebrate amidst a pandemic? The pandemic caused grief and sadness to millions of people who lost their jobs and loved ones. As people, we socialize with one another, but at this time, we cannot even visit our families. Sad to say, some afflicted with COVID-19 were treated with little compassion, whereas it is the opposite that they need. How can we celebrate amidst the pandemic? We do not need to look far, for we need only to look at our graduating students and learn from their resiliency in overcoming challenges in order to reach their goal of grasping their diplomas with their hands. They have always been our inspiration and provided us the reason to do more and give more to them. The welfare of our learners has always been the primordial concern of DepEd Division of City of San Fernando. That is why we did not cower. Instead, we took a deeper look into the talents inside the division, and by working together with the local government, We came up with different strategies ranging from television programs such as Fernandino Kids TV, Special, Fernandino Teens, Pampanga High School Live, and many more. We likewise set a hotline for tutoring and guidance, not to forget the important role of private schools. We made a strong linkage with teams and provided every support we can give them so that students can continue to study. How can we celebrate amidst a pandemic? How our learners at their young age managed to overcome this gigantic obstacle surely bring joy in our hearts. Our children showed resolve to study well either through modular or blended learning. It touched our hearts that the whole of the Division of City of San Fernando, composed of the leaders and teachers, the parents, the local government unit headed by Mayor Edwin Santiago, the private schools, work tirelessly and hand in hand to provide the best education our students can have in this difficult time. So how can you celebrate amidst pandemic? At the outset of the pandemic, we put in our minds and hearts that the education of our children must never stop. The graduation of our learners further cemented our commitment to continue and ensure that no learner will be left behind. Congratulations, dear graduates. You showed us the way. You provide us the joy and cause to celebrate. Thank you very much and mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Thank you, Ma'am Grisel and Ma'am Ayala. My respect to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Imelda P. Macaspac, to our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Rosalyn S. Muli, to our guest from the Regional Office, Education Program Supervisor, and at the same time the ALS Focal Person, Dr. Engelbert Abunday, to our Division ALS Focal Person, Ma'am Pia Giao, to our Education Program Specialist in ALS, Sir Lord David and Ma'am Eva Reyes Citoo, to all our ALS mobile teachers and instructional managers, loving parents, my dear ALS learners, and to all our viewers, a pleasant morning to you all. Welcome to this virtual commencement exercises for ALS Batch 2019-2020 graduates. This morning, 79 ALS learners will be confirmed as elementary graduates and 545 learners as junior high school graduates. We are very grateful that despite the challenging times that we are facing in our education system because of the pandemic, our learners have continued their alternative learning and have sustained their interest in order to meet the competencies in the ALS K-12 basic education curriculum. They have completed